What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a terrific Thursday so far. Welcome to Hot 97 News. It is a brand new live news show where we talk about all the biggest stories across the country. It is Thursday, March the 12th. I'm your host, Lana Harris, here with Rondell with two N's and Million.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
TT.
TT.
Terrific Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like that? Y'all like that?
Yeah.
TT. I hope y'all TT today. I hope y'all have a TT.
Like
A
it's like a
TT.
terrific
I hope y'all
Thursday.
have a TT.
Yeah, you know what? I'm
Okay.
trying to do that every day. A little marvelous Monday.
A little marvelous Monday. Terrific Tuesday.
Terrific Tuesday. Wonderful Wednesday.
Wonderful Wednesday. What was it? What was today?
Terrific Thursday.
Terrific.
But
We
I
gotta-
need another one. Yeah.
Not a terrible Thursday.
No, please.
A tremendous
A
Thursday.
you go.
tremendous Thursday.
There
And
you
that
go.
Feel Good Friday, baby.
Because, we got a little song for the people on Fridays.
Hello.
Okay, diving into the news. I am praying that we don't have to stay on Iran too long today because we have some news we've been trying to get to.
Okay.
There's just so much to talk about.
Real.
So let's talk about what these people are up to today. And starting it off is just more oil tankers blowing up. Have you guys seen this? I do think it's interesting that we get to start the show with just things blowing up. So let me just show y'all what just happened. This is in kind of the Iraq area. This was one of the tankers that caught fire. There were two tankers that recently got hit by someone. Everybody's assuming it's Iran, obviously. I just don't think they've claimed it yet. Like, they haven't claimed responsibility for it yet, but this is what they've been saying they're going to do. So, I mean, I thought that was nuts.
That's a boat?
That was.
A boat. That was a boat.
Yeah.
God, dog. Oh.
Imagine being right there and watching that happen. You know what I mean? Boy.
Did it
Now-
say what kind of bomb it was, or like or is that we don't know what kind of bomb it was or anything?
I don't think it's been announced. Last I heard, it might have been a drone.
Okay.
But it also could have been. I don't think it was one of those mines we were talking about because it seemed like it came from the top. I don't know. Let's watch this again because this just happened yesterday, and so. From what I've seen today, we're just now getting reports and video about all this. So I don't really know what happened, but I have seen a couple different angles of this. And yeah, people were very much nearby and just saw a freaking ship blow up.
Dang. What's the craziest part about this is, like, if you were people on the ship, you're not
man.
knowing that you're about to die.
Bro.
And then literally, boom, over.
Which
Crazy.
is crazy. I mean, so Iranian officials have been saying, we're going to do this. Specifically, they've said any vessel or tanker bound to them will be a legitimate target. They've also said that they're willing to let oil get as expensive as it possibly can be. They said, get ready for the oil barrel to be at $200 because the oil price depends on the regional stability, which you have destabilized. They're talking to the United States when they say that. And so, man, I look at this and I think that this is why Trump has to be more real with the people. Because at this point, there's been 6 oil/fuel/tanker vessels hit and 5 cargo or container or bulk vessels hit. So that's 11 ships at least. The numbers are kind of all over the place and hard to track at this point, but that's a lot that's been hit in that region. And not for nothing, Fox News was talking about what Trump was saying about it, which he was saying, y'all just need to be brave and go out there and just accept the fact that we've destroyed their Navy, we've destroyed all this stuff. They can't hit anybody. That's what Fox News said he said. Listen to this.
You did a phone interview with the president of the United States. What is his read on this?
So I asked him, how do you get the prices down? I know how much you care about oil and gas. And he says, tell these tankers to get to it. We've wiped out most of their launchers. Here's exactly what he said. These ships should go through the Strait of Hormuz and show some guts. There's nothing to be afraid of. They have no Navy. We sunk all their ships. He went on to say, he said, look, yeah, there's risk in the region. The region's volatile. There are launchers. There's just about 150 left. That's just about 20% of totals. They can't regenerate. They can't make any more. And we are in the region ready to act quickly on all these type of attacks.
So this is March 9th. Trump's telling oil-carrying ships, screw the risks, go through the strait. Everything's going to be fine. There's nothing to be afraid of. And then 2 days later, oil tankers blow up.
That is so. I just want to put this out here. You said they are expected, if they're ready for this thing to hit $200. I just want to let people know $200. If it gets to $200, that's $7 to $8 a gallon. That's gas, baby. $7 to $8 a gallon for gas.
I see. Iran did say they have something up their sleeve. Turns out their big weapon was inflation the whole time.
Yeah.
Inflation. Y'all keep playing with me, but keep giving you inflation.
Flat out.
Woo!
That's
Look, and
nuts.
so that's where it's like, I don't just want to be a Trump basher, but we have to be real with this situation. Like, this is the danger of looking at the glass half full about all this when you're talking about war.
Yeah.
You know, Trump is literally just not being realistic about things. And a lot of people have decided they just don't care. Like, you know, Trump says everything's going great. Everything must be going great. Imagine you were the one who decided, okay, Trump told me to just go through the straight and everything's going to be fine. I mean,
Boom.
you know how many people just lost money, if not lives?
Yeah.
You know, in all this, it's like, bro, y'all gotta.
Bruh, Trump is basically saying, stop being punks.
Yeah.
Y'all being punks right now. Y'all just take our word for it. Just stop being punks. Man up.
And what I would have said is, okay, well, why don't you come here and drive this boat
Yeah,
through the
yeah,
strait?
You
for
send
sure.
Barron through here real quick. We'll see how safe it really
For
is.
sure.
Meanwhile, Hezbollah fired more than 100 rockets into Israel in under an hour. That's the reports, and I can actually show you a bit of what that looks like. Mind you, they have an Iron Dome that's supposed to be stopping this kind of stuff, but I don't know if it's either not working or if it's just depleted or if I don't really know what's happening or if it really is getting some of it, but it's very clear that they're landing.
Yeah.
No,
A
for
lot
sure.
of stuff's getting through, especially when you send a barrage, like 100. I've seen up to 150 missiles at this, you know, there's not a dome in the world that can stop that.
Flat out.
Yeah, I see why Israel was trying to get them to get rid of their missiles now.
Yes.
Because they really have a lot. Like, they apparently, from what I've seen, some reports were saying they had like the most in the Middle East. And they're showing us now.
Nah,
Shoot.
for sure.
And they were on a crash course to just having a ton. And that's kind of what some of the conversation was in the very beginning. They were like, oh, Iran is making these missiles at a faster pace than we can. And if they have way too many, then they'll be able to protect themselves against any kind of attack or any kind of anything that we want to do to limit their nuclear program. So they felt like we got to like attack them now before they start making more missiles. And that's what they were afraid of. But at the same time, they also did start it. So this was always going to be a risk. I think they probably hoped that in that first wave of attacks, they might have blown most of their arsenal to smithereens. Trump has been saying we blew most of their arsenal to smithereens. So, you know,
I mean, how much they got for real? I mean, dang, if you already took out so much, but they got, like, this
That.
looks like fireworks. Like, they having a 4th of July right now.
Yeah, my stupid butt would have made a wish. I would have thought that was a shooting star.
meteor shower.
A meteor shower. I would have been like, oh, it's raining. It's raining asteroids.
Oh.
Oh, boy. What?
So that's from Hezbollah, and Hezbollah is backed by Iran. They get funding from Iran. So I don't know if they also trade like missiles and stuff, or if Hezbollah also makes it themselves, but there's clearly a lot of firepower out there. And I was actually watching a News Nation report about the border there. So again, Israel and Lebanon share a border. And in some places, you know, it's fortified. There's like watchtowers and an actual, you know, wall and stuff like that. But in some places, it's just kind of open. It's like rolling fields. It's actually kind of beautiful. And it just flows in from Lebanon to Israel. Now, it's not like just totally unwatched, unmanned, but there are people who live right there, right up next to the border, and they have farms and villages and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, like imagine you just live like right across the street from the actual enemy. At least enemy territory,
Yeah.
as what they would see. Because I don't think Hezbollah literally lives right there like they do. But they do have cameras all around that area since October 7th. But they were talking about how even children know to be on the lookout for the enemy. And they were like, children as young as 4 years old, you know, have little watchtowers. They were saying, you know how you get the little kids, like little toy house outside. The kids will go into the house and peer over into the Lebanon side and be looking out for the enemy.
Oh, wow.
They were saying.
Great.
Wow.
It's like it's built into them. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And I feel like on the Israeli side, for the adults, they're looking at it like, you know, we got to be strong here because this is our border and, you know, this is where we live. And I also thought it was interesting that there was a CNN reporter who's in Tel Aviv right now, and she was showing on her Instagram or whatever platform what it's like for the Israeli people when the sirens go off. So this is Erin Barnett, and it's silent because I didn't want to take her reporting, but it's on her page if you want to go look at it, and CNN posted it as well. This is what happens when sirens go off. People just walk into a parking deck if they need to. Does anybody look rushed,
No,
pressed,
no.
running. They legit just
He
might
on
be
a
getting
scooter.
bombed.
They got dogs. They like really chilling out there. They
Chilling.
really vibing out there. Bro on the phone. Like, bro's just like chilling, really.
It's like that's what life is.
Yeah, that's normal.
You know what I mean? And so apparently, I didn't know any of this. Israel was built around communal or public bomb shelters. Like they factored that in because they haven't been in this area for that long. They got there in like what 1948, I think, somewhere between 45 and 50. I think it's 48, but don't quote me because I can't look it up right now. But yeah, they are in Tel Aviv in this video, so it's a populated city, and people will just walk into bomb shelters like it's nothing because they're just used to dealing with potential attacks. And so during this conflict, this is kind of more of a daily reoccurrence. It's not something they do every single day outside of the conflict that we're currently in, but it's happened enough over the years that it's like, okay, now we're going to go into the bomb shelter. And now they actually also build bomb shelters or private areas into their homes and apartment buildings. Just for situations like this where they might come under fire. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's because it's not normal.
It's not normal.
That's not normal.
Yeah.
This is not something that you should normally be. Where it almost goes back to when kids are school shootings in a sense, bruh. It goes like you having to do a school shooter drill.
Yes.
That's not normal. That's not normal at all. This is not normal. You should not have to be so desensitized to bombs that you're just like, let me just walk on. Woo, woo. Oh yeah. All right. Come on, girl.
dog.
We about to be late for coffee, but we gotta go. Let's go hide real quick for 30 minutes. Like, that's wild.
Imagine you're like on a patio having brunch, having breakfast, having a coffee. Sirens go off. Everybody just has to get up and go.
And just leave.
And I hope go back and pay. But like the understanding is we're leaving.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Imagine you order a nice little steak dinner and you like, ooh, gotta go.
Gotta go. we taking that with us to the bomb shelter.
But that's where, sometimes again, like I'm saying, we looking at these high gas prices and people over there just live under threat of bombs.
Yeah.
So much so that is casual. And that's where I'm like, the United States does not have real business out here because we don't even know what it's like to live like that for real. You know what I mean? I do think, though, that Russia might be trying to help mediate an off-ramp to all this. This is pure speculation from me because officially neither side wants a ceasefire and the other side wants the ceasefire, but both sides are winning, whatever. But riddle me this. Why is Iran's president saying this on X? Talking to leaders of Russia and Pakistan, I reaffirmed Iran's commitment to peace in the region. The only way to end this war, ignited by the Zionist regime in the U.S., is recognizing Iran's legitimate rights, payment of reparations, and firm international guarantees against future aggression. That was 15 hours ago from the point that I screenshotted it, but then I went and found something from Steve Witkoff, which we know has been a person who's been trying to do the mediation for all this. And he said, hey, today in Florida, the Russian delegation led by Special Envoy Kirill Dmitriev, I don't know how to say his name, met with the U.S. delegation, including Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, and a senior White House advisor. We talked about a variety of things and agreed to stay in touch. And I was just thinking, now, what are the odds both of y'all are talking to Russia right now?
Right.
They won't talk to each other. They're claiming that no background parties are mediating this stuff, but somehow both of y'all are tweeting or posting on X within hours of each other. We've both talked to different Russian officials, and Iran has explicitly said this is what we need to end the war. So I don't know. I mean, at the very least, what the Iranian president said is a sign to Trump. And can you pull up what the Iranian leader said again? When he says recognizing Iran's legitimate rights, he means the rights to have ballistic missiles and have an arsenal of their own and rights to enrich uranium, which the U.S. started all of this because they're saying you can't enrich uranium because enriching uranium leads to a nuclear bomb. So you can't do that. And they say, yes, we can. And so payment of reparations, I think probably means like all this costs a lot of money, so you're going to have to pay for this. And firm international guarantees against future aggression. You're not going to do this again.
Well, they still haven't gave us reparations, so I doubt Iran's getting some. They ain't getting no reparations anytime soon. You could give that one up. You could leave that alone. That ain't happening,
Right.
Man.
Get in line.
That ain't happening.
Facts.
But, I mean, they are doing their big one with this oil block they got going on. Because even Iraq, I had seen their government official, one of their government officials had said, we're shutting it down. We're not putting anything else out there while all this is going on. So oil is taking an actual beating, and now we have them talking about this. And Trump also did mention recently that he's talked to Putin about all this. And here's what he said.
Talked then about the Middle East, and he wants to be helpful. I said, you could be more helpful by getting the Ukraine-Russia war over with. That would be more helpful. But we had a very good talk.
So, yeah, he's saying, yeah, well, I mean, Putin is trying to help bring an end to all this.
He wants to bring Putin in for what, though?
No, Putin is offering his services of helping, which he actually did before all this popped off. Putin said, I'll help mediate. And, I just don't know how you people have the time and energy. Russia is at war with Ukraine.
What will Putin do, though? Well, like, how would he help if he did come in? Like, what type of help would he bring?
I really don't know at this point. I think, if anything, maybe he is just somebody who can just talk to both parties.
Okay.
Like, I'm good with Trump. I'm good with the Iranians. They're clearly not talking to each other. Life's getting weird. Maybe I can step in.
So a mediator.
A mediator.
Okay.
But he also has his own interests. And that's something that Russian envoy and Witkoff and that whole team I mentioned were talking about. They're talking about Russian oil in part, trying to see if we can get this sanction lifted and see how Russian oil can enter the chat and have partnerships with the U.S. in that way, because Russia makes a ton of oil, and like dang near the whole world stopped buying from them when the war with Ukraine popped off. They put sanctions on them. So now Russia's sitting around with all this oil and really wishing somebody would buy it, more people would buy it, because that helps their economy. Some people would say, well, if we do that, then we're just giving you money to fund your war. So, of course, you want that. You know what I mean? Because, like, their economy's taking a hit from all this. But what did you just look up?
Well, I was just basically seeing what their relationship was. I mean, I know that they're in BRICS, and BRICS is like a financial alliance. I thought at one point that it was like a military alliance, but after China was like, yeah, we ain't gonna touch nobody. It's a financial alliance, and apparently Iran provides Russia attack drones, drone technology, ballistic missiles, military training. So they provide military assistance to Iran, but then Russia provides military force and economic trade cooperation like oil and stuff like that. So they're working with each other back and forth. So especially if Russia's already talking about they want to mediate, they're probably going to try and get something out of it for sure.
Is BRICS, is it through BRICS? I thought BRICS was India.
BRICS was India. BRICS is India, Russia. BRICS is India,
Brazil,
Russia,
I think, China.
Yeah, it's a couple of them over there.
South Africa, maybe?
Well, it is. BRICS.
So I didn't know that Iran was even dancing around there. I would assume that Iran would be dancing around that because that seems like where their alliances are. But the point is, at least somebody's trying to get this whole thing de-escalated.
True.
Because, like, at this point, we're just killing people out there and nothing really changed.
I wonder if they can make like a 3-part deal. Something where they're like talking to Russia. They're like, all right, Russia, we'll stop messing with Iran if you stop messing with Ukraine. And if Trump ends 2 wars, that would be crazy. That little 3-part deal, he ends up doing a deal, and both of those wars end. He needs a Nobel Peace Prize.
All right.
He needs a Nobel Peace Prize.
Right.
I'm for real. If he ends 2, that'll be crazy.
He gonna go grab that lady's Nobel Peace Prize and put his name back on it.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But I mean, Trump is still saying we're winning / we've won / we're still going to be out there, but we're like technically winning. And that's where I think a lot of people are wondering, what does winning really mean right now? When like we didn't really start with any real objectives anyway. Like we didn't really start with like a point that you could probably achieve. Like even if you said the objectives were make sure that they don't have any more drones and they can't make any more drones and they don't have a Navy anymore and they can't make their nuclear program happen. That's a very temporary thing. Even if you like bombed it all to smithereens right now, you've killed the current leader's wife, dad, mom, sister, nephew, niece, or child, whoever that kid was to him, and even if you leave and say, okay, we did it, that guy's probably going to restart it, which means we probably have to go back at some point. Even if it was 10, 20, 30 years, that's not really ending it. That's kind of just delaying it.
Real talk.
Here's how it sounds to me in my head. Trump sounds like, you ever seen him like when kids, nah, boo boo, I'm winning. It sounds almost sounds like that, but he's like in a race, but he's turned this way, facing the person, backpedaling, going, I win. And as soon as he turns around, he trips. And then that person gets in front of him and wins the race. That's what it sounds like when you tell me, like, yo, it ain't over, because it's not, anything can happen when it's supposed to happen. That's how it sounds like. Am I wrong? Is that a bad analogy?
I feel like, no, you're not crazy, because with something being over, it means that both parties concede and say that it is over. Iran is still trying to do stuff. I mean, I saw reports earlier of threats that was going to hit America.
That's right.
And I was like, oh, okay, so they really ain't done. They really trying to get it cracking for real.
Yeah, so, I mean, to your point, this is not over until you get buy-in from the government saying, okay, we agree, we're not going to do this anymore. You've won, you've crushed us, we can't do this. Until they get that, if they decide they won, they can say it all they want, but, we'll see what happens with that. If anything, if they even just continue hitting people in the Middle East, I'm sure the Middle East would be like, well, dang, you just came over here and did this, left, and now we're still getting hit over here? Like, that would be probably crappy for them. So it's still going strong right now. And, of course, the U.S. and Israel are still hoping that people rise up and take over their government. And Iran says that they're about to treat protesters like enemies of the state.
Wow.
So they are trying to squash all that right now. Iranian protesters apparently are going to be, I would say, shot. I mean, what would you do with an enemy of the state that's in the country? If they are said to kill their own citizens, I'm assuming they're going to kill them too. So can you pull up the quote from, I think this was the police chief, one of the police chiefs out there. He said, if anybody comes forward in line with the wishes of the enemy, we will no longer see them as merely a protester. We will see them as an enemy, and we will do to them what we do to an enemy. We will deal with them in the same way we deal with enemies.
Yeah, that's
Well, there goes it.
It sounds like a threat for sure.
Trump was trying to get these people riled up to fight their government. Their government will be fighting back. It sounds like. Yeah, this is how you can't even expect people to even want to fight back against a whole regime,
especially when they're not armed.
Even that, yeah.
So, like, I think that there is an effort to get arms to the Iranian people, but how would you even do that on any kind of major scale without getting caught? Almost immediately. So I don't know how they're hoping that the people rise up, but I know that that's still like the hope, as we talked about yesterday.
I got an idea. They should take a page out of, you remember the boat that tried to drop all them guns and stuff off in Cuba?
Yeah.
Maybe y'all should take a page out of that book. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just a magical boat comes to the land and just with a bunch of guns and a bunch of backpacks and a bunch of... And just so happens to drop it off. Hey, that's all I'm saying.
That's not a crazy idea.
It's not.
That's not a crazy idea.
Come on now.
Low key, this is why I thought they wanted the Kurds to get involved. The Kurds, again, operate in the Iraq-Iran border, but they don't like this government either, and they are armed.
Yeah.
They got a lot of guns. So if they were to get involved, maybe they storm in there and they have the guns that the people need. That was the thought. But I think they've also now said, we're not going to get involved. They got screwed by the U.S. so many different times. I would be shocked to see that. And even Trump himself said, oh, yeah, we don't want the Kurds to come in. So then I was like, well, then who do you want? How are these people going to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now through history. We have done that before. Supplied like military rebellion groups with multiple different weapons and things like that. Artillery, Afghan Mujahideen during the Afghan War, Contras, Nicaragua. But it's just like, I don't know. I would rather that than sending troops over there. It's too late for us to just back out now. I mean, Iran seems like they full throttle. So at this point, we're in it. We gotta figure out ways to get other people to fight as opposed to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, now that we're kind of talking it out, I think that is why they're saying that this almost definitely ends in boots on the ground, because how else would you have enough of a fighting force to take over the government? You'd need soldiers with guns to help the people at that point.
You only have 2 ships out there right now, or a couple ships. We need actual boots.
Well, there are like thousands of troops out there with those 2 ships, but to your point, there are also like hundreds of thousands of IRGC slash army. I mean, they don't have a 1-to-1 match there.
In what world would we be able to go there, put boots on the ground, and actually recruit the civilians that want to, that Trump is telling them to uproot and, take over your government? And what world would, this is just an idea. I don't know if it's dumb or not, but, send the military that's already there to recruit and train and, get these people ready, or whatever the case may be, to go and, overthrow their government. That's an idea. I don't know if that's a dumb idea. This is just something I'm thinking.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
We couldn't like train them without. That would take so much time. They don't have enough time. They get caught probably immediately, and they would all get killed.
Okay.
I think the idea, though, would be to send boots on the ground and then have the people who don't support the regime all have a force against the leadership. Can you show the video of the support that this current leadership has? This was retweeted by the guy who's on the ground for CNN, Fred Pleitgen. I don't know how to say his name. Massive crowds gathered in this square in Tehran for the funeral ceremony of those killed in the attacks on Iran. So they have a lot of support. Mind you, this is a big country, and that's only a very small space compared to how massive this country is. So I'm not trying to say that this is the entire country. But when you have this level of support, it does become a lot more difficult, I think, to like just overthrow your government, because you literally never know who supports and who doesn't.
That's true. That's true.
I'm not supporting this regime one way or the other. I'm just letting you know what's going on. Like, this is how it's so difficult.
That's true.
Is it support, though, or is it just mourning? Because, I could go out there and mourn with the people, but I don't have to support the government, too.
I've seen similar crowds when the other dude died, when the former Ayatollah was killed. That same square, they said that there were people who went out there in droves just like that. So, I don't know. I don't know. But they are saying that Iran is threatening to hit California with a drone, and we're going to talk about it after the break. Okay, welcome back to Hot 97 News. When we left you, we were talking about how Iran is reportedly threatening to hit California with a drone. And when I first heard that, my first thought was, well, that's weird. How are they going to get a drone to California? You know how far that is?
It's very far.
That's a long way away from here. But the threat is that they're going to shoot it off of a vessel, which might be off the coast of California. That's what the threat allegedly is. The FBI was warning police departments in California in recent days that Iran could retaliate for American attacks by launching drones at the West Coast. And you saw a bunch of different news outlets started reporting, yes, the FBI is warning that Iran is going to do this, and officials are downplaying the risk of Iranian drone attacks off California. I'm like, okay, now why? Now what? Now how? This seems to me like they're trying to get the people riled up.
Now look, I'm not going to... I used to live in California. I used to live in L.A.
Okay.
If there was a place that they could bomb, you know what I'm saying? LA is a terrible place. It's full of evil people. All I'm saying is I'm not like super upset.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not like, it's LA, it's California, man. Like, have y'all been to California before?
Yo, yes.
Yeah, man, it ain't, you know what I mean? Have you lived there though?
Nah.
See,
I never lived there.
Yeah, you gotta live there, and then you'll understand why my distaste for. First place y'all need to go to Glendale High School. They failed me. They failed me. My 9th grade year, they failed me. I had to go to homeschooling right after I got kicked out of that school. So yeah, go there first.
Man, you sure it wasn't like user error?
Oh, it was definitely user error, but I'm blaming it on them. I'm blaming it on them for sure.
Yeah, man. So I don't know whether to believe this or not. I think that part of what makes me sketch out about it is that it's so random. Like it was very vague. They just kept saying like, yeah, Iran is going to send drones to California, and off rip, you're like, you need more details than that just to start off with, because they physically can't just send drones to California. So that was kind of an irresponsible wording anyways. And even if they did park a vessel off the coast of California, are they not watching the coast of California? Do you know what I mean? Like, they're literally blowing drug boats out of the water in that same area. They've been doing that since last year. So all of a sudden, we're going to have an Iranian ship sneak up and blast some drones at the United States,
Right.
and nobody's gonna stop it. That's where I'm like, okay, y'all playing games. And they also didn't have any information on the timing, the method, the target, or the perpetrators of this alleged attack, but they're just letting people know, oh, this could happen. So, I mean, at least you know what they're saying, but I don't know. I don't know about this one.
So they didn't release anything like saying how they would do it. They just said it would be off of a vessel in the coast.
They basically said that it would be basically a drone, an unmanned aerial vessel, whatever they said the terminology was, but it would have to be launched from a ship because they physically couldn't get it from Iran, so they'd have to launch it from somewhere. So they're saying that they actually got reports that this might happen back in February, and so now it's just now getting into the press because they're releasing this saying, just something to be on the lookout for. But
Look, please miss all the in and outs though. As long as y'all don't hit any of the in and outs, you know what I mean? I am good. And just don't hit the in and outs out there. Maybe don't hit the Sizzler. Don't hit a lot of spots. But I don't even know what it is to hit in LA. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what is like a big, unless you hit like Universal Studios or, or the Warner Brothers lot or something. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of that would be any of significance to destroy for real. The Hollywood sign.
they did just say California.
Yeah.
So it could happen anywhere.
Yeah, San Francisco,
In
San
theory.
Diego,
Oakland, San Diego.
True.
I mean, it could happen anywhere, but I think they only say that what?
the Golden Gate Bridge.
I've seen report. Listen,
That's a
Listen.
major one.
I've actually seen some speculation that if something were to happen, it might happen to the Golden Gate Bridge.
Hey, bruh.
But it's just like rumors. You know
I
what I mean?
know, but that's a big rumor though.
That would be major. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I've also seen, speculation because people don't know, but I've also seen that people think that this might just be a false flag type situation where they're just peppering it and seasoning it right now to get the people worried about it. And then when it happens, it's like, oh, we already believe Iran did it because you already told the media that Iran is thinking about some things. So a false flag is basically when somebody else does something crazy and then blames it on a different party. So, or like, okay, for example, when we were talking about what was happening with Venezuela at first, and Venezuela said, we caught people trying to attack a U.S. ship and it wasn't us. And we think that really someone acting on behalf of someone tried to sabotage the ship to make it look like it was us to pop off the war. False flag. Our country, we didn't do this. You're blaming us. We didn't do it. Did you look something up?
Yeah, so this is oddly familiar to like Pearl Harbor. So like Pearl Harbor, according to some reports, U.S. officials had some warning signs before the attack of Pearl Harbor in 1941, and the United States did not know the exact time or place or method of the attack. They just knew that something was coming their way. So it's like maybe something really is coming their way. But also it could be they know about it. It might happen, and then that gives us an excuse to go even further,
To put boots on the ground.
to really put boots on the ground. So it's kind of sketchy. It's kind of sketchy. That is alarming, though, for sure.
If Iran hits California, they will have the exact reason they need to put boots on the ground. That is what it is. At the same time, they might do it. I mean, I can't say Iran wouldn't do that. They're clearly pissed. And that's where it's like, you already were abusing the animal. You know what I mean? Y'all were already abusing the animal, and now it's almost like you let him out of the cage. Because when you kill a leader and his whole family and you don't have a definite regime structure to take their place, like what we're seeing right now, all you can do is hope they don't come and do the absolute worst they can do to your country. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I don't think they expected it to go down like this. I don't know that for sure. I think they thought it was going to happen more like Venezuela, where they could choose. Trump flat out said, I'm choosing the next leader. They hadn't even given up yet. He said, I'm choosing the next leader.
Yeah.
So I think that they thought maybe it was going to go down like that, but I don't know. They say they're winning, so I guess. Are we still winning if the homeland gets hit?
I mean, deaths. I would compare winning to like the amount of deaths, the amount of damage that we've caused each other. So we've caused a lot more damage than what apparently, according to the reports, has been caused to us. So I would say we're winning. Did we win though? That's debatable for sure.
And see, I don't even really know how to quantify that because Israel, they're the ones who are out there. You know what I mean? Like the U.S. isn't there. to get hit as badly as Israel is and as bad as Iran is. Like, they're the ones who are like at the most risk.
Right.
So I'm curious if Israel feels like what damage they're saying, like if they're winning, because that's why we saw, we started this show off with all those hundreds of ballistic missiles. They're getting hit, but you don't see a lot of damage videos going around.
Yep.
Seems like they're trying to hide how badly it's going over there, which, it's what you would do for strategy. You didn't get me. When you get hit and you walk away like that ain't hurt.
Yeah.
That's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
But yes, our money is getting hit. Gas prices, all that kind of stuff. But, very different than having to run into a bomb shelter or pick your whole life up or die, which is what's happening over there. Anywho, y'all ready to move on?
Yeah.
Moving on from Iran to talk about Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh man,
I forgot about him. I ain't gonna hold you.
Look,
see that it's working.
It is
It's
working. It is working. I didn't forget all the way, but it was just like, man, they gonna release files. They gonna release files. If they don't, whatever the case. You know what I mean?
Look, man. There have been funny videos. I hate to say this because I don't want it to sound like I'm like against America. It's just funny. So both America and Iran's social media teams have been posting very immature things online. Have you seen? Like the U.S. posted like this Call of Duty like video game kind of post about just destroying Iran, and then Iran did like this post that was like Legos of Iran destroying the U.S. And in that video, they were saying that they felt like Trump did this because of the Epstein files. They had him. All of this. What? He said they had like the Epstein files in front of a Lego Trump and a Lego Benjamin Netanyahu, which is Israel's prime minister, and the devil, and had him push the button because they had the files in front of them. That's the propaganda they're pushing out.
Wow.
I didn't want to show it because I didn't want to be that guy showing Iranian propaganda, but I also thought like, man, it's crazy how all this is just like floating around. And of course, you would want their people to think that it was because of that.
Yeah.
So they're definitely trolling. If it's true, I can't say. But investigators are finally searching Jeffrey Epstein's ranch in New Mexico. So back in February, New Mexico officially reopened the investigation into possible crimes tied to that ranch after reviewing the newly unsealed FBI files. And so a couple days ago, March 9th, they physically went there to go figure out, what they could go in and get at this point. I was like, bro, like, how did this take so long? It's been years. Investigators are now saying that the ranch appears to never have been thoroughly searched before. What do you mean? Wow. So state officials say the investigation they were doing back in 2019 when Epstein was arrested, actually when he died, was he killed and arrested in the same year? Not killed, I'm sorry. Did he commit suicide? And was that the same year that he was arrested? I don't know. I know that he definitely perished in 2019, so they say. But state officials were doing an investigation back then, and that was shut down after prosecutors in New York asked them to stand down. So prosecutors asked them not to look into this property thoroughly. That's strange. That's really strange. But they say that the newly released files gave them enough reason to reopen that case and go over there. Mind you, multiple girls and young women have said that abuse happened to them there. So they say that they were either trafficked there or they were sexually abused at this Zorro ranch. But again, they said, stand down, don't do anything about it. This is a remote private spot, which means that, you could get in there, not have a lot of eyes. If you were a woman, you would think, man, nobody's going to find me out here. Like, what can I do? So this was a heck of a place to decide, we're just not going to search, because they did search multiple other Epstein locations and properties.
We still don't know how he. That's a really nice property right there.
That's a really nice.
We still don't know how he got that much money.
That's an estate.
I mean,
that is an estate.
That's an estate. So he got an Epstein Island and an Epstein Ranch.
Yeah.
All right.
And he had a little condo in like New York or some property in New York.
An Epstein condo.
What's
next? What's next? An Epstein yacht? Where we
probably.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Where do we go next?
An Epstein spaceship. Sorry.
Oh no! He never graduated college. But yet was a professor at one of the most prestigious colleges in the world.
Million, he's white. What do you mean?
I'm just saying.
You're acting like this is something like new. This is
crazy.
Dude's white.
I'm trying to figure
out.
They
can do anything they
want.
want.
Like that ranch size,
brother.
Crazy.
Do whatever.
Crazy.
He can do it. He would do whatever he wants, brother. Okay.
So people have been asking him to do this for a while. I mean, people have been asking them to release the dang files for a while, but I do just think that it's interesting that they're just now deciding to do this. And especially because so much time has passed, they're never going to get all the information they probably could have gotten at the time this all went down. The forensic evidence might be gone. Physical evidence might be gone. I mean, a lot of it is, you know, at least what, 6-7 years old.
So is this ranch sold, or is this ranch was it foreclosed? Was it just abandoned? Like whatever happened to the ranch? Because I mean, from what I'm looking at, they're just driving. I don't see any cars there. I mean, you know, a lot of these rich people when they have these estates, they hardly ever go to them. You know what I mean? They're used for like twice or 3 times a year, and after that they just sit.
This man had a whole island.
Yeah,
so that was sitting there while I'm on an island
so
or in
like,
New York or overseas. You know what I mean?
So it's like, how long has that house just been sitting there with nobody in it? You know?
So I'm trying to see. Epstein owned it in 1993 to 2019. After his death, the estate managed and eventually sold it.
Okay.
So they sold it, and it was not taken by a bank through foreclosure at all. So it was sold.
Can you look up who it was sold to?
Yeah, that'd be a great.
Because what did they do with all the evidence sitting around?
Exactly, and they knew who they bought it from.
Did they bleach the whole place
Come
down?
on now, they knew exactly who they. You don't buy Epstein house and not know you buying Epstein house, bruh.
It says it was sold to in 2023 to the family of Texas businessman and politician Don Huffine?
That's all you need to say is politician, brother. They sold it to a politician.
This
That's
is all
all
allegedly.
you.
This is all allegedly.
Allegedly,
I'm not 100% sure.
Well, listen, that's all I needed to hear was they allegedly sold it to a politician, and that politician allegedly probably bought it because he knew
Hold on.
what the dealio was.
How much did they? Since when do politicians make enough to buy a ranch like that?
Lonnie, now you speaking out loud.
Hold on
Don't
a second.
talk too loud.
Wait a minute.
Don't talk too loud. Buy that. Politicians buying that.
Wait a minute.
Boy, what?
We
Come
got
on now.
questions here. I feel like we investigating ourselves
Come on
at this
now.
point.
Come on
Nobody's
now.
asking the right questions. You always got to ask the right questions. So
Right.
the exact sale price was never publicly disclosed.
Oh.
What we do know, though, from records and reporting, the ranch was originally listed for about $27.5 million.
Bro.
After Epstein died, the property value went down for tax. It was about $21 million. So it went from 27 to about $21 million.
There are people who come.
Oh, it went down lower to $13 million.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. So
Oh, they were trying to move that
Yeah,
property.
yeah.
Bro,
They were trying
what?
they were trying to find somebody to buy it quick.
I don't know if y'all watch those shows like $1 Million Listing or any of these housing shows, but if you get a property that's worth like $20 million, that's a major get.
Yeah.
And it will take them sometimes a long time to even move a property because people don't just have money like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you got to put a lot of money down just to get the property. Nobody's really just sitting on that much money. And so the fact that a politician bought it
Hello, what we doing?
and they knocked the price down.
What we doing? Come
What
on now.
are we talking about here?
Come on now.
Was this politician? Because now I want to get some.
Yeah.
Was this politician like a ever a donor to anybody, or were they like what party are they in? Are they Democrats? Are they Republicans? Because I will say, over the years, Jeffrey Epstein actually had more ties to Democrats. Trump himself had more ties to Democrats, so he switched and became a Republican, meaning Trump. But I wouldn't be surprised if either party popped up, but I am curious since it happened in 2023.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if it was a Republican because now he's the head of the party.
All right, so the buyer Don Huffines is a Republican, not a Democrat.
Not
so
surprised.
there's no public evidence he donated to Jeffrey Epstein or to anyone connected to buying the ranch.
No. Like donated to the Trump campaign because he was a politician. When did he become a politician? Now we're in the weeds. Now we're in the weeds. Sorry.
We might have to circle back.
Yeah,
Woo,
'cause
that's
I just
crazy.
feel like-
It's getting crazy because it's like if somebody buys it and you're gonna try and go through it now. I mean, evidence could be tampered with, could be like deemed like unusable at all. So it's like that's.
I think it's interesting that at the same time Trump would have been. You said 2023.
2023.
When was the
they
election?
sold it.
2024, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, 24. The same time Trump would have been like knowing that he's going to be the president potentially again. I'm going to run, and he's telling people like about Epstein and all this stuff, and saying like I'm going to expose Epstein. A Republican politician buys Epstein's old house, and now all the evidence there.
That's what I'm saying.
After the prosecutors told them in New Mexico to begin with, hey, Don't investigate there. What do you mean? What does that even mean?
That's all that means.
That's the last question, and then we can move on from this part. Did prosecutors give a reason for telling investigators in New Mexico not to search the Zorro Ranch? That is the question.
That is the question.
That is the question.
Because all I heard was politician, and I said ding 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 ding. My antennas went off.
But even that's very weird because y'all don't make that much money.
13 million. Come on, man.
And it was kicked down from 27 million.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
That is half. You cut it in half.
It's crazy.
All right,
More than half.
So investigators have pointed to a few reasons why the ranch wasn't searched aggressively for years, but nothing's official. This is just a couple of reports.
Yeah.
Prosecutors and officials have said or implied jurisdiction problems. They was going through jurisdiction problems. Zorro's ranch was in New Mexico, while many of the Epstein investigations that did happen was like in Florida and New York. They said there was lack of cooperating witnesses tied to New Mexico. Early victims who did come forward ended up coming forward from Florida, New York, and the Virgin Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands. So they was just basically saying there was not enough evidence for real for them to go to his ranch, essentially. But
that still doesn't make sense to me.
At all.
It would be one thing if they just had left it alone completely because they were like, well, that's not my jurisdiction. There's no proof anything happened here. I don't care. That's one thing. But for you to say, ring, ring, hey, stop what you're doing, just letting you know whatever you're about to do, we don't even need it.
Yeah.
That's what we're going for somebody who's accused of child sex trafficking.
that place got to be haunted at this point.
Oh, boy.
Bro.
What? I went about it.
To add to how strange all of this was, apparently, at least reportedly, a prison guard who was one of the prison guards watching Epstein Googled him minutes before his body was found and made a mysterious deposit made before he committed suicide. So if we're looking at this with our third eye.
Hello, come on. Don't talk. Hold on, Lana. Before you say some stuff, don't talk. Whisper everything. Don't talk too loud. Don't talk too loud now. Don't talk too loud.
Listen, there's a security guard that was supposed to be looking after Epstein. And apparently, shortly before his body's found, she's looking up his name. She's Googling 5:42 a.m. Googles his name. 5:52 a.m. Googles his name. About an hour later, he's found dead in his cell. Why are you Googling the name of somebody you're supposed to be watching that's in a prison cell that you're supposed to be guarding?
What you talking about?
At the same time, people have also realized she got a $5,000 cash deposit in her bank account.
You got to be kidding.
Before all this.
Five bands.
So if you're looking at our third eye, the story looks like.
Hello, don't say. Hold on, don't say it. Don't say it. Do not say it.
But it appears as if what could have possibly happened.
That could have went this way.
Was that? What if I give you some money, and I'm tell you on this date this is about to happen, and so on this date you start looking. I wonder if the news has gotten hold of the fact that he ain't here no more. He ain't here. And I'm trying to figure out if people figured it out yet. 5:42 I look. 5:52, 10 minutes later I look. Hour later he's found dead.
Oh my God.
$5,000.
Do we know where the $5,000 came from?
Mysterious.
Oh, of course. They would never tell us when.
It's a mysterious payment into this person's bank account. And you might be thinking $5,000 is really not that much money. That was actually my first thought. Sis, you could have gotten a lot more from these people.
Hello.
If you know his bank account, Zorro Ranch, Epstein Island, condo in New York, all these different places, and you got $5,000, but $5,000 is not enough to really have a lot of suspicion around you. You know what I mean? If you get $1 million payment, somebody's coming and asking you about that.
Immediately.
Blocking it, freezing it first, and then asking you about it.
Yeah, she was smart.
But this person, her name is it Noel is her last name? Her name is Tova Noel. And she actually did get in trouble for this, but I think she ended up taking a plea deal. Yeah, he had a deal. So prosecutors said that guards fell asleep and didn't check his cell for hours. And they falsified prison logs to say they did the checks. And then the cameras near Epstein's cell had malfunctions. And the 2 guards, including Noel, were charged with falsifying records in 2019. So she's one of the ones who is accused of falling asleep, not checking the cells, and falsifying the reports, the prison logs. She's also now said to have Googled Epstein's name twice, and then he was found an hour later. Are we connecting the dots?
Oh, we connected. We connected.
She ends up getting charged with this, and she ends up making a deal with prosecutors, did some community service, and then the charges were dropped. She didn't get in trouble for this really at all.
Well, y'all don't hear Lana.
Y'all don't hear me.
Y'all don't hear her. We can't say
Y'all
it,
don't
but
hear
y'all
me.
not hearing Lana, bro.
Y'all don't hear
Y'all
me.
don't hear it. Y'all don't hear it. And I wish I could just blatantly just be like, blah, 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 blah. But I ain't going to do that.
I'm going to just ask you, what are the odds?
What are the odds?
What are the odds that one of the prison guards fell asleep, but also text or Googled the name of Jeffrey Epstein twice when he's supposed to be in the cell that she's guarding, and about an hour later, his suicide is determined, and she's one of the same that is allegedly having fallen asleep and falsifying the records, and also the camera had some failures at the same time.
This is her sleep right here. This is me. This is how I imagine she would sleep.
Literally. Look. She looking down at her phone because she knew, she allegedly might have known that she should be seeing Jeffrey Epstein's suicide.
Come on.
Something should be happening right now. Let me go back to sleeping time.
Yeah.
Falsify these records,
Yep.
and then they let her go. Charges dropped.
Y'all don't hear her though. Y'all don't hear her though.
But y'all
Y'all don't hear her though.
At the same time, the same year, they say, you know that Zorro Ranch? Don't look into it. Click.
What? On fire, on fire right
What?
now.
Bro. And a politician bought it? What?
And a politician.
Y'all not listening today. Today, y'all might be asleep out there today.
Bro, these people are nuts. Okay.
Ooh.
So now that we know that we're all being lied to, I want to tell y'all about this UFO story so bad, but we don't have enough time tomorrow. Just know, and we'll talk about it tomorrow, that there's an ex-general with UFO secrets that has gone missing. Some experts say that it's a grave crisis, and now the FBI is involved in trying to find this man. That's a new development.
Wait, what?
Yes, man. He went and I guess we'll just talk about it. He went and he's gone off. He went to walk away from the house, running on a trail, a couple different narratives. But the point is, he left his phone in his wallet. Pretty sure it said, "This is him." Now there's a silver alert out for him. Silver alert is like an amber alert, but it's when you're a senior. And so, everybody's been saying this is weird. This is somebody who is a retired Air Force Major General who goes missing. Nobody knows where he is. His wife ended up posting this really long, lengthy message on Facebook talking about, look, man, he might have had some medical issues, but he didn't have no dementia. He didn't just walk away. So people are trying to figure out where he might be. Hasn't been heard of since, February 27th?
Oh, wow.
Last seen around 11 a.m. Yeah, so this has been going on for a while. Been trying to talk about this for a while, but then Iran popped off.
Okay.
So all we know about his background is that he is a retired U.S. Air Force Major General, very senior science and technology official. He served in the Air Force as commander of the Air Force Research Laboratory and was responsible for managing a multi-billion-dollar Air Force science and technology program. And that means he wasn't just like a run-of-the-mill dude. This isn't just like a guy who's gone missing. This is somebody with a lot of knowledge, and nobody can find him. So we'll dive into that at some point.
Now tomorrow we will.
Well, tomorrow, okay, let's do it tomorrow. But we do have to go to break, and we have a lot of Atlanta stories coming at you after this.